How's it going, and welcome to the Try Time podcast. Stay tuned for your weekly dose of rugby league chatter, discussing what's happening in the world of rugby league.
Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Try Time podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Callum.
And I almost forgot what number we're on. And coming up on today's episode, we're going to desperately try and find something to discuss from a very weather-affected week of rugby league. We take a look at some of the most outlandish fan comments over the past few weeks and discuss your opinions. And we will also be taking a look at the next round of fixtures that hopefully will be getting played.
Yeah, should be. Looking at the weather, I haven't looked.
We've got another storm coming, so let's wait and see.
Yeah, we should be. I think it'll be all right though.
Yeah, let's hope.
We're hoping anyway.
For the sake of the content, I'm hoping so. Yeah. This is a struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
And we will start our struggle with the world of Super League results. Now, again, Thursday night matches. Love them or hate them. This one was a good game, unless you were a St Helens fan.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a fair thing to say.
First of all, quiz question for you lot. This is your turn to do trivia. When was the last time St Helens got nilled in a Super League game? I don't know the answer, but I want you to tell me by next week.
Yeah.
Someone probably will do as well.
Oh, I hope they do, actually.
I hope so. Saints fans, sorry to make you research this. I do feel a bit bad for you.
I'm sure the Wigan fans
I'm sure Warrington and Wigan will love it.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of Warrington, very impressive performance from your pick to win the league.
Yeah, and I think the performance supported my pick, because I think the week before against Wigan, they probably win if Chris Hill doesn't get red carded, because they looked really good even when he was off the pitch. So I think just the depth they've got. They've still got Widdop to come back into this team and a few others as well.
Widdop won't improve them.
I don't necessarily... Yeah, but
there we go. There's my outlandish opinion for the episode. Gareth Widdop will not improve Warrington. Discuss that one in the comments.
Widdop might not improve them, but would you not argue that he's not going to probably take anything away from them? If say you're coming...
As this is going to sound potentially the most stupid statement ever read by anyone in rugby league, and I would love to know what happened if I posted this online.
Yeah.
The danger with bringing Gareth Widdop back is dropping Matty Ashton. Now,
yeah,
who'd have thought I'd have been saying that at the end of last season? I
agree with you, but I've seen a lot of people talking about who would you drop for when Widdop comes back in, because it's probably in Ashton. But what I'm saying is, in say a month's time...
Who do you drop then?
Out of that
because
back
you don't drop Blake Austin.
No, I think it can't be enough.
You're not take Ratchford off the pitch.
You're not dropping
He's
Ratchford.
Warrington's best player, in my opinion.
All that consistent player. He's unsung, one of the most unsung heroes.
I think he's talent-wise probably one of the best players.
Yeah. On pure ability, definitely. But I think you're looking at that back four. I think Charnley's not going anywhere. I think Toby King. I've seen a lot of people saying him.
Tom Lynham, maybe.
Lynham is the one I would probably.
And put Ashton on the wing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're not going to put Widdop on wing.
Widdop either full back or move
Ashton.
Rashford back.
Ashton is a
Rashford back.
Yeah.
Yeah, put Marcus Rashford in the house, everyone.
I almost think you probably drop Rashford back just because I think I have obviously seen him drop a ball, but he's one of them fullbacks that, when you're watching a game and you think a fullback.
Is that why you chose him as the one non-Bradford player in your ex-Bradford team?
I just think he's like one of them where you always think he's going to catch it. Like, it's one of them where it's like a safe fullback. Obviously, Widdop as well is great under eyeball, but I think it'll just be like playing with three halfbacks when all three of them are playing anyway.
Yeah.
And I think all three of them have got a running threat as well, which they don't have like a Mark Sneed, Luke Gale sort of guy who's a standard number 7 and then have a 6 like Blake Austin off him. They're all number 6s, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which I think that's gonna cause a lot of teams problems, especially if you've got Ashton, Charnley, Lynham, Toby King.
Potentially.
I can't think who's Warrington's other centre, because I know it's gone out of my head completely.
You're going to put me on the spot. I'm going to forget it now. And I know it's not Ryan Atkins.
No, that's who keeps going. It's someone really good as well. And where we look like the absolute biggest pair.
Just cut the recording here quickly.
Anthony Gelling.
I thought you said it was someone good.
See, I personally think Anthony Gelling is a good player, but
I was thinking way above that. I didn't even come into my mind because you said good then. I don't rate Gelling.
I think Gelling, I've watched him play last season for Widnes, and I would not say he was Super League quality, but in these first 2 games for Warrington, he has looked good. So
he was the worst player for the opening 20 of that game. I have never seen as many mistakes from a centre in 20 minutes as I have.
I know he wasn't playing that well. I know he didn't really stand out for a witness last season, but I still think they won't take him out. They won't move. Who you gonna you won't play?
No, they won't drop.
They won't play either Lynham or Charnley or Ashton in the centre. So it's gonna be one of the wingers. I probably would say
you've got to say Lynham out of those.
But what I'm saying is, say Josh Charnley gets injured in 5 weeks' time. Hopefully this doesn't happen, obviously, otherwise
I know he's in my team.
But it's like they've got the cover, and they've still got one player who you've probably forgot even plays for Warrington, who Matty Ashton has got in the team over, who is a fullback, Jake Mamo.
I hadn't forgotten he was still there.
And he's out of favour at Warrington, so they now could get 2 injuries in that.
I do question, why have they not moved him on this summer? Is it that nobody wants him? Did they try?
I think it's more that, think about it, they probably didn't envision... Matty Ashton won't be on a lot of money. And Marmo probably will be on a lot more, quite a considerable amount more.
Which is more pressing if you're not going to have him anywhere near the starting 17. Because for me, you've got Widder, who can play fullback if you need to.
Yeah.
Who is probably ahead of Mamo in the pecking order at number 1.
Definitely. Well, yeah, I would say...
Your order of fullbacks at Warrington probably goes Ratchford.
Well, you probably...
Widder,
I'd say...
Ashton, Mamo. That's a lot of money for a fourth choice fullback.
I know what you're saying.
Wherever else you put him, it's
he can play wing centre as well.
But it's still a lot to be putting.
Yeah, but also that's what
your last ditch effort.
Why I put them at number 1 is because of that strength in depth, and like they have so many backs who they've got a player like Jack Hughes who could slot into centre, Ben Curry could slot into centre. They've got some good young up and coming, a good academy sort of push coming through as well. I see the depth that we're speaking on Warrington very much here, but
I was going to say I did
depth.
have another talking point, but I'm going to leave this as a controversial one for you guys to discuss. Has Mamo ruined his career leaving Huddersfield? We'll leave that for you to decide.
I would say no, because I think he could still probably go to more Super League teams and get in.
We'll see.
But I think he will. I think I can see. I'm going to outlandish prediction.
Go on.
It probably won't happen. You know why? Because Danny Buffy's back from injury. Jake Mamo to Wakefield.
Not gonna. I don't see how they're relevant considering you put Mamo at fullback and Bruffer.
Because they're moving Hampshire from fullback to the halves to cover.
Yes, but he's just better than Hampshire in every single.
But what I'm saying
possible.
is, a struggling team like Wakefield would sign someone who's out of favour at Warrington. But
they did sign Roman Navarrete, so I'm not also convinced that their scouting department is good enough to identify Mamo as an option.
Can you see where I'm coming from with that?
I can, but I also feel we're in danger of making this the Warrington show.
Yeah.
I think just to cool this game down, St Helens did have a lot of injury problems.
Oh, as a Saints fan, don't worry, because you've got the new players coming through. This is not the team that
won the league last year and that will be challenging this year.
And this is why I said Warrington will be top and Saints won't, but I still think Saints will win the grand final, because I think Saints will have... And you actually said to me, a lot of people, I've seen a lot of comments saying that Saints will walk the league, and I think I said... I don't think they will, based on the fact that even though they've got good young players coming through, if there's players not fit, like Wormsley pulled out last minute, they're not going to force them to play because they know come end of season they'll be in and around the mix, which is all they need. They're not going to make any risks. They're already the champions. They don't need to go out and absolutely win the league leaders this season. They know what matters.
But they will want a treble.
Yeah, but I think they're also not going to. I think.
They're not going to risk everything.
They're not going to, risk everything. They'd rather bleed in them young players. For like when Luke Thompson goes, they're going to need these props to be able to play Super League. So
that is a big news story from this week. Luke Thompson, you've probably not missed it, but joining Canterbury for next season. The new James Graham. Yeah.
Right, so, because we're going on to outlandish comments later on, but I saw something this week about who Widder's going to replace. I saw about putting Stefan Ratchford at 13. Keeping Ashton at 4.
I feel a bit sick here, but okay.
And I think I could see the sentiment. I don't think it works on a defensive basis, even though Stefan Ratchford is a good defender. I think you need a different sort of mentals to be able to a middle.
Yeah,
defending.
Definitely.
Because obviously he's got the ball handling and he does take it. He can take it in, but I think. You're looking at a very expansive team.
That's a bit much. I'll be honest. That's a bit too much.
I can see a team with a good motoring pack like a Castleford running all over that through middle. Personally,
Definitely, yeah.
With a good sort of compact Super League quality pack who probably, like Cass, are probably going to have 4 props on bench and they're just going to keep rotating. Like, that's the Cass way, innit? They've just got props for days.
It is, yeah. Not to dwell too much on this game because we spoke about it at a hell of a lot of length now. And
yeah.
I don't like singling players out who've had the worst game possible. However, this does go a long way to show how crucial James Roby is, as the youngster Bentley didn't do himself many favours last time.
The fact Bentley isn't a hooker, and then they've got Aaron Smith who is a hooker, but Aaron Smith ain't going to do 80 minutes at his age in Super League. Bentley's not a hooker, meaning he's covering, and he's probably doing a good job covering, but he's not an out-and-out hooker. And I think when you see his passes, you can tell that.
Definitely.
He's a utility forward.
This is going to sound a very strange question, but do you think Wolf knows what his position truly is?
I think what's happening now in football, rugby, you could say, is you're getting like say, I know we're going on to football here and we shouldn't do, but I'm just saying a lot of you who listen to this will follow this. Say Pep Guardiola will play someone like Fabian Delph or like
the most overrated manager in football.
Zinchenko. He'll play him at left back because he's like, they can play football. They're a centre midfielder, but you can play left back. Ainsley Maitland-Niles at Arsenal, play right back.
James Milner, full back.
Milner, exactly. And I feel like that's happening a lot with like Blake Austin not win for England. It's one of them where it's no, but like the managers.
Yes,
thinking,
but I mean these managers don't have a perfectly fit Ash Handley already there, ready to go, and still choose to put Austin on the
What
way.
I'm saying is a lot of people in sport now are just thinking if you can do the job, you can do the job at that position. It's not as much like position exclusive. That's why I think that I can't even remember what the initial thing was. Even we're on about Bentley at hooker. I was like, that's why he's just like he can play. He's a really good defensive player. Is James Bentley, and he's good at a dummy half scooting, or he's good at in and out ruck running wise. And every rugby league player can pass a ball to a decent standard in Super League. You would imagine.
Yeah,
so
you'd hope so.
But
although I don't know, we did have Zach
also I think
around.
the 1%ers. Having someone who isn't a hooker playing at hooker does affect you, especially in a game like that against a quality Warrington team. I think against a Salford team,
definitely a baptism of fire.
A Salford team against a Salford team the week before who were a bit low. You know, some changes, not maybe the most compact team, and then you're playing behind Thompson, Walmsley, and that big pack. Now you didn't have Walmsley this time. You've got that big pack playing off of a good pack who's rolling, and you're scoring 40 odd points. Easiest job in the world is just playing hooker behind them and just passing the ball and letting them charge over the line. And obviously doing your thing, it's easier to play off a quick play the ball. Warrington dominated the ruck, that's why it's
100%. Warrington
hooker,
much better.
If you're dominating ruck, if you're winning the ruck, hooker is the easiest position to play in attack. If you're losing it, it's the hardest.
That's fair.
That's just my experience of playing as well.
That's fair. I think one of the most obvious cases of that is Brad Dwyer.
Yeah, probably is that sort of player.
Get Leeds on the front foot and he will fly out of every single angle. The second you're not getting those meters, it becomes a long, hard slog.
Yeah, and that's when
he struggles to get that gap.
That's the difference between a good Super League or a good Rugby League hooker and a quality one. That's where you get like your James Robies, your Cameron Smiths, because if you're not winning a ruck, they'll make you start winning a few play the balls.
Not even just that, the guys who've got the distribution to get you out of trouble, like Danny Houghton.
Yeah, definitely.
He's not the quickest out of the ruck, even when Hull are, with that big pack, are crushing teams through the middle.
Yeah.
But he's got that ability to just whip the ball where it needs to be. Anyway, speaking of Hull, perfect segue onto the Hull derby, and a much less comfortable win for FC this time, and given somebody's prediction to put KR at the bottom, probably quite a worryingly close game, even for a derby.
I mean, I didn't watch it when we were being on holiday, but I kept up with it, and I saw at times.
It's not like you to mention holiday.
Yeah. Hull KR well, from what and I've obviously watched like the highlights and stuff, and Hull KR seemed really good, and like that try that they scored were great, like good rugby to watch.
They had another on the stroke of half time that got disallowed actually, because unlike somebody, I bothered to watch this game in full.
I tried to get a stream, couldn't get one.
You didn't do very well because I got one.
Yeah, but you want in Malta, so I found all the stream websites, but it's like streaming is illegal, even though it's illegal in UK. Like it was blocking me off. I needed to get a VPN and stuff, and it was like it's not worth doing when I'm sat I'm like sat basically in a bar in Malta. I don't want to be like downloading dodgy VPN things so I can watch Hull Derby. You know what I mean? It just seemed a bit.
I mean, you've got your priorities wrong there, but
yeah. But it seemed like a really good game, and Hull FC showed the quality in that they might not be able to play the best, and they can still win if they're not playing the best.
Hull KR, I think, were the better team on the day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But then Hull FC still managed to get the win.
I'll tell you what the turning point was. I don't know if you'll have seen this. Jamie Ellis, please learn how to convert penalties and not boot them on the upright straight to a Hull FC player. So that set started with Ellis kicking for 2 points and ended with Sneed kicking for the 6 points.
Yeah.
That is unforgivable.
It sounds like
if you're gonna boot it off the upright, you've got a Jordan Tanzi against Bradford in and make sure you're on the end of it to score.
Yeah,
you remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do remember it.
Mile offside one, and it got given.
What do you think about Hull KR going forward then? I know they've obviously got one
better than Wakefield, better than Toronto.
Do you think they'll keep it rolling?
I think they've got. The thing is, we all said there's no star name in that squad, and I think that's what's going to keep the momentum up.
Because they're
lose someone.
They're grounded. They're a grounded team.
Yes, it will be a blow to them, but unless it's going to be a Ben Crooks, a Sean Kenny Dowell.
Ben Crooks, right? I know he scored all these tries. He scored like 5 tries.
He's a great finisher.
He's a great finisher.
He's not a brilliant creator.
But what I'm saying is, you could probably, and I just mean like he's a great player, honestly. But it's like, you know, you say he scored 4 tries. It's not like he's almost played a bit like a Blake Austin, where it's like he's created them tries off the cuff himself. A lot of them are just really good finishes, which
they are.
I would argue that probably half of the Super League wingers could have finished themselves. He's a great player, Ben Cook, Super League quality winger, but you can see where I'm coming from in the fact that if they lost him, they've got to play like Ethan Ryan, who's signed for Bradford, who is I know you're going to say I've talked about Bradford, I'm just saying he's their third choice.
I don't even have to say it anymore.
He's their next choice winger, and he can finish as well. You could say it about any team who has a backup winger. A lot of them are. That just shows their depth, which is like.
Hello, we've got Luke Briscoe.
He could, yeah.
A kid who started out as a second rower. Don't get me wrong. Put him at centre. Great addition. Winger, bit less short about that one.
You can see, yeah, well, that's just Leeds' lack of.
Well, that's true. Leeds' lack of players is a complete other.
You got Reece Evans anyway, so you're all right.
I'd rather have Reece Martin. Anyway.
Well, you do, so.
I mean, on wing.
All right, fair enough. Right, so that's the thing. That's about it on Hull Derby, isn't it?
Yeah, elsewhere, we'll touch on Castleford with all their injury problems coming through to beat Wigan. Great result for them.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I watched the
this
highlights
game wasn't televised.
It
so
seemed
I've
like
seen the highlights,
a scruffy game
from
what I'd seen, but it seemed like Cass just ground it out. Wigan didn't seem to play too terribly. I wouldn't say they have to have any worries, but I don't think there's as much we can comment on.
I'd be concerned losing to a Cass side with that many out there.
But Cass at the Jungle are a really good team.
Yeah, true.
Probably games at DW, I can see Wigan probably edging it. That's the difference between your home and away games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so Toronto Salford.
Yeah.
Sonny Bill looked really good from the highlights that I've seen.
I mean, it's one of those. The highlights are obviously going to show
him being good.
He's their marquee man. He's probably Super League's marquee player this year, the poster boy. But this is a Salford side that round one looked very ordinary.
Yeah.
And I don't think they looked incredible from what I've seen.
Yeah. Although, also, like, it just seemed like Toronto lacked that extra bit of defensive, like that. Have you seen the Reece Williams try?
Yeah, I think the way I describe it is probably Toronto have a couple too many championship players that they've not managed to replace with Super League quality.
It's similar to London.
Unfortunately, those are in probably the most key areas.
Well, like, give me names.
I mean, you've got Joe Mellor, who was pretty good.
Joe Mellor,
McCrone, for me, is not Super League quality.
But
he's their captain and they won't drop him.
Yeah.
Blake Wallace has done okay at fullback. He's keeping O'Brien out of the team, but...
Yeah.
You see...
They've got that competition for places there, haven't they?
I think the back 5 probably are okay.
Because you've got... I know they're playing Maludi. They're playing
Maludi
at centre, but realistically...
I think he's playing well there.
Yeah, but they've got Chase Stanley, who is their centre, who is NRL quality. So,
Stanley and Latelli are going to be the starting centres.
And then Russell and Kay. I think Kay is a finisher. Is a good finisher.
Yeah, and he's not got slow legs.
No.
He can shift when he needs to.
And then it's the
forwards that worry me.
Well, I wouldn't even say. I'd say it's the 8 and the props.
I think
in terms
Hooker's
of
poor.
Yeah, when they've got. I think Ackers is a good replacement.
I don't rate Andy Ackers as starting Super League hooker. It's like It's like McLaurin. He's just not got anything cutting edge about him. He's not. And the thing is, Mickey Mack was a good player.
But then after the ankle injury, he wasn't the same after.
Less, no.
But I think with Ackers, it's one of them where he's not bad at anything, but he's not like really good at anything. Like, do you know how Danny Outland's like the best defensive player in the league?
He's not going to top the tackle count. He's not got a great skill. And his distribution's not incredible.
Like, you'd say like Darryl Clark's probably the best.
Explosive
out of dummy half.
Same with Dwyer. He's got pace. Give him a broken play and he'll get you meters.
Yeah.
Ackers doesn't have that.
Not in Championship. He does. He doesn't have Super League, but in Championship it's a slower ruck. So if you can get out of dummy half,
the speed's less important.
Yeah, but I think that's all we really have to touch on. So I'm not.
Yeah, Singleton, Mullally are decent. Springer for me is still not bulked up.
I think Lussick, once we have Lussick back, is a good player.
Yeah.
And Sonny Bill has looked alright, and then you've got like your Albisons in there and players who I think they just don't seem to have a moulded 13 and like.
No.
To be a good team, you have
to have... because they can barely put 13 out, let alone 17.
True.
Which actually they have now got some dispensation to sign 2 Canadians, and they have to be under 25. That's the conditions of them adding extra players.
Yeah. Which, I mean...
They've got that the one Canadian they ever had signed from is apparently coming back.
Oh, Ryan Burrows. Is that the player?
No, it's some guy I can't remember.
Reece Jacks. No, because he went. They're just the players who they had at the start.
Yeah.
Reece Jacks, I swear, played for Canada.
I read it.
But he's Australian.
Yeah, this is an actual Canadian.
Oh, really?
It was not.
I know what you mean. I think he's called Nuglati.
Yes, this is the guy. I can't remember his name at all. He's apparently coming back. I think it's someone else. And we weren't bothered talking about Sunday because a storm ended it all.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to go to the Huddersfield game after all, which I'm probably quite glad of looking at the weather.
Yeah.
So with that...
Well, I'll just touch on a bit of Championship.
Oh, go on. We'll let him loose.
The games that were played, as London won, Toulouse won.
Widnes won.
No.
Did they call it off in the end?
I think I'm not. That's not the team I was looking for. That's not
Lee,
Toulouse, and London. Widnes did get called off. Yeah.
It went on up until about an hour before.
Am I gonna have to look now? You're looking. I just said to Matt before. I want to speak about how Lee and Toulouse have looked really good to start the season off. Both with really good, confident wins. Obviously, a lot of Championship teams haven't played 2 games, so it's hard to touch on. But
they're the Challenge Cup.
They're probably, I would say, the front runners for the top 2 now. I know London have won 2, but London have won 2 ugly.
Widnes 32, Batley 12.
So as I said, Widnes also won. Them teams are looking really good. Is all I'm saying is they're looking good. There's not really much else to add, but like they're playing well, looking good, and it's looking like it's going to be a great Championship season.
And well done to Hunsley and Underbank for getting through the next round of the Challenge Cup.
Yeah, well that's a little.
That covers Rugby League this week.
Overreact. Not the other.
And the first one to cock up this episode, and the second one to cock up this episode, they're both you.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Overreactions will be back next week. Let us know what you think of the feature, but
give us some ideas as well for stuff.
Yeah, especially when like this has been next to no rugby compared to normal. It has been a bit of a struggle. So this week we're going to take a look at some of the fan comments that really had us either discussing things or generally, no offence, laughing at you. And we're just going to discuss your very controversial opinions.
Yeah, so I'll let you get us started.
Okay, I'm getting started on this one. And this one is coming from... Well, it's coming regarding St. Helens, which is always a very risky place to start.
Yeah.
And this is one comment I had on... Back when we were going for our Team of the Decades and we were putting it out to you guys on Facebook, voting the poll, we gave you a number of players, we gave you options to put anyone else in the comments. I was met with, James Roby would be no one without Kieran Cunningham. Cunningham obviously being both his predecessor to the hooker role and his former coach, so I'm not quite sure which capacity
I think probably
he's
a bit
meaning
of both.
that in. I'm assuming mostly predecessor, considering he was one of the best hookers in the league before Cunningham got the top job at Saints.
Yeah,
Although he
definitely.
was still involved in the backroom staff, so maybe not.
Yeah, I think it's just that whole career sort of having Cunningham
Maybe
there
so.
for the majority of it.
What do we think to that opinion? Because I know exactly
Roby
what
would
I
be
think
nobody
of it.
without him. I think.
It's 4 letters, it begins with S and ends in T. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I think of that opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with you. In a way, probably, I would say you've worded it wrong by saying he would be nobody. I think
Cunningham shaped his career.
shaped
definitely.
and enhanced his career, and I think James Roby tell you that it wouldn't be. Don't say it wouldn't be nobody without him, because I just don't think that's
I think
true.
he's got that much talent. He'd have still found it. What is it they say? The cream always rises to the top.
Yeah.
And I think he would have been, maybe potentially even not at Saints, but a starting Super League hooker.
Oh, yeah. I think
in and around the England setup. Has he added that extra thing to him, perhaps?
Yeah, but then I just think there's certain other hookers who aren't as good as Roby, who I guess haven't had that. I guess you could argue that maybe because they haven't.
I'm going to put something to you which might make this opinion a bit more valid. Swap James Roby and Danny Houghton's academy setups completely round. Is Houghton the one that we're talking about as the best hooker in the competition by a mile?
I think it's a lot closer. It's a lot closer, but I just think with the way Saints and Hull are, I do agree Houghton would be raw. Instead of having Roby Houghton, it'd be Roby Houghton.
You think Roby'd still just be better?
Probably, yeah. Just because I think Hull probably. I actually think Roby's that good. Hull probably get to a couple of grand finals.
I mean, they might do that this year.
I honestly wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't me either.
I think it's one of them where it's like, well, what if? Do you know what I mean?
Is there anyone that we think put them in the same setup, even if we say alongside Roby, and they would come out just as good or better than him? Because I certainly, from this country, I'm struggling. Maybe there's an argument Josh Hodgson, and that's about it.
Yeah, but Josh Hodgson
Josh
Hodgson went and made his career in NRL. He did it.
He didn't really do it massive over here.
No, he didn't.
I mean, he was good for Hull KR, and don't get me wrong, he earned his move, but he wasn't the best hooker that year or two he was here in the first team.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one, that.
I think if you want someone that's truly on Roby's level, you've got to go down under.
Yeah, because I think in Super League you've got James Roby, and then you've got Houghton.
You've got Houghton, Clark.
We're going to miss people off it. I would say Dwyer's the bank below that, personally.
McShane's just the grub category.
I would say McShane's I know you're going to disagree with me, on a par with Dwyer.
I'd agree with that. He's just more of a thug, so he's generally less liked.
In terms of other Super League hookers going through in like the top teams, like
it's not going to be Andy Acker.
Wigan. It's in like a Lulawai, Sam Powell. I think again is probably on.
I'd argue McLaurin pre-injury could have got to a decent level had he had the same step.
Dwyer, McShane. I think there's only probably Houghton and
I think McLaurin is below Dwyer and McShane.
Probably you're right.
It's not Kyle Wood.
No.
Who's Huddersfield's hooker these days? Now
Adam O'Brien, isn't it? Who I think again he's probably, to be fair, on his day really good hooker, but he's not going to do all special.
No. Who do we think is the next James Roby then? Who's going to take the mantle once he eventually steps down, both in terms of St Helens and England?
I honestly.
This has given us some good talking points.
I think that's tough because I think a lot of the hooker, Cruz Lehman's probably who everyone.
I was going to say that, but I didn't want to sound biased with my own club.
I'm just thinking of hookers around that sort of young, early 20s who are playing regularly in Super League. I think it's really tough. I think this sort of group of hookers now they're almost all. It almost feels like they're all the same age.
Yeah, we're definitely coming to a big change.
I mean, Dwyer's a bit younger than a few of them, but
Dwyer and McShane are a bit younger. But
Clark's going to be in league for another.
How old is Clark? He's about 28.
He's got to be late 20s, but he's got a good sort of 5 odd years.
Yeah, I was going to say he's not the.
He's got more in him than Roby has. Roby's older.
Yeah, Houghton's probably going to be less affected by age because he's so strong on the defensive
Got a few
rather than
years,
attacking
yeah.
side. I think he'll naturally last a bit
So
longer.
I think Houghton's younger than you think he is, I think.
He probably is, yeah. I think he's probably about 31.
Probably. I'm not Googling, I'm not double checking. What I'm getting now is...
You're getting your
I'm getting the next one.
opinion.
So this is a bit different. This is just a funny comment I saw over this past weekend where the weather's been thing on Twitter. Crabtree, it's sort of to do with him. So...
Big Earl.
This is a nice, lovely lady from Huddersfield called Julie. So, Earl Crabtree tweeted...
So you've got to set the story, come on. You've got to do the full thing, right? Once upon a time, I was talking about John Wilkin.
So, I have previous for this one, lady. That's all I'm going to say.
She's a lovely lady, I'm sure.
Sorry to announce, this is Earl Crabtree. Sorry to announce, Huddersfield versus Leeds has now been called off due to public safety. Julie replied, FGS, for God's sake. World's gone mad. Earl Crabtree, sorry, in what way?
Can I just point out all of my trains out to Huddersfield were cancelled? Some of my roads were a bit precariously underwater to a level it could have got in a Peugeot 107's engine, which fortunately
I want to big shout out to Lewis Hobson, who replied to Earl Crabtree putting sorry in what way? In the way apparently you should go out and play in that weather. It's a task to get the dogs out with like a laughing face, almost saying like it's stupid that you would be opposed to it being called off for that. So Julie replied to this saying, my 2 dogs didn't seem to mind. Even the one with cancer was still keen to chase the ball around the field this morning.
I'd just like to interrupt here. Can we have an F in the chat, please, for Julie's dog?
Yeah. He doesn't like thunder, but wind and rain don't bother him. Hubby and youngest are currently out in town shopping.
First of all, it definitely thundered at some point that day.
Yep.
Or it certainly did where I was from. I don't know where she's living. Maybe she doesn't actually live in Huddersfield.
No.
Who knows?
But I just think it's one of them where it's like, and then there's certain comments saying, "Oh well, you're like good on you, Julie." Like,
and what did
like,
Big Earl top
laughing.
it all up with? He retweeted it and put, "Well, as long as you're okay, Julie."
Big Earl creating the banner.
Crabtree, that is officially worthy of a shithousery award from us too. If you would like to personally pass this message on and come and collect your award, I'm sure we can draft something for you.
But again, I think that's just one of them where it's just a silly little encounter where she's just like, people are just being a bit silly, aren't they? And like, you're just setting yourself up to be absolutely memed across the community.
Definitely the right decision in my opinion. I wouldn't have wanted to get there. Unfortunately, with my train being cancelled, I do get a refund on the £12 it cost us for us all to go on the train.
That's alright.
And it saved me a 20-minute walk getting drenched each way.
Oh, that's alright for you.
Even though it actually dried up by the time the games could have kicked off.
Yeah, I know it seemed to.
It's one of them. If you were actually able to get to the ground fine, then the game would have gone ahead no problem. But it was the area around the ground, and the same for Wakefield as well. Because out of the 2, I live nearer to Wakefield's ground, and it wasn't nice. You know, it would have been a big struggle.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially for people that have got more treacherous journeys than Julie's 5-minute walk with the dog. So
right, so come on, next one that you've got.
Okay, now this next one I'm gonna cheat slightly because this hasn't come from a fan, but it might as well have done, and it's our lovely friend from Wigan, Gabe Hamlin.
Yeah.
Ever prone to hiring the best people in society in Wigan. He has now come out and said he failed his drug test because cocaine was in his system from kissing a woman he met on Tinder.
I don't know how possible that is.
First of all, you know you're in Wigan when your Tinder matches are already up on coke before you even meet them. Zach Hardacre, I don't know who you brought over to Wigan that you used to deal with, but kudos. They clearly think they've got loyal customers over there.
It's a load of bollocks, isn't it? Really, it's a load of shit.
It's not great.
And if it's not a load of shit, and you've got cocaine in your system from kissing a girl off Tinder,
maybe you should get higher standards.
Not even that. If you date someone on Tinder, you enjoy yourself, Gabe Hamlin, right? When you meet them and find out, and you're probably gonna, if you're kissing them before you found out that they possibly do cocaine, you're got something wrong going on there.
Well, my other
B,
thought
if
is,
you've kissed him after you know the technical kin,
there's
sort
something
your head
wrong
out.
with it. Now, I'm no expert on doing drugs, but I'm pretty sure that you don't literally eat cocaine.
No, you sniff it.
So how the hell are we saying this? I do not know.
He's obviously playing some sort
to be
of
in
like
his bloodstream. What has he consumed? Is he a vampire?
It's not right. I think we don't even need to stay on this long. Like, you're
No.
just an idiot, man. It's stupid.
Something else, and I think that almost seems a perfectly stupid note to end
Yeah.
our contentious news of the week. So if you have some controversial opinions, or you just generally know someone that thinks something stupid and you want us to rip them to shreds,
Yeah. Anything you hear on the
let
terraces
us know.
as well.
We'll be doing this.
We can do it whenever, every few
other
weeks.
week, every month, however you guys
Whenever
want to see it.
there's no else to be.
Yeah, pretty much. So
We're now going to go
with
into
that,
Fantasy Rugby League.
Are we?
Fantasy Super League. Yeah?
okay, we are doing, and I am pleased to announce that I am still very high up the Try Time Podcast League, ahead of this pillock. He was even behind my Chris Wellham. He's a god team that also I didn't realise features an injured Tommy Makinson
Oh,
because I put the wrong winger in at the
excuses.
start.
Also, half my
He's
team.
still ahead of you.
The Storm stopped half my team playing, so I think it's invalid.
I mean, the Storm still topped half of my team that's fourth from playing. I still have, four more players to play in that game that didn't happen.
Yeah, I had just as many.
Yeah, and I'm fourth.
Yeah, congratulations. We're just going to...
Thank you. Also, a slightly bigger congratulations to Phil White, who is now
This week's
top
top.
of the league. His Dumfries Warriors side have not only scored the highest points of the game week, but also overall to knock Sean Peach off, who is still second.
He's close.
And I am second Yorkshireman behind Chris Armitage, who is a Tigers fan. So I am coming for the Castleford fan and going out for top Yorkshireman.
But
Shout
again-
out as well to the second place Rhino on here. His mum in 12th is still beating him.
Who's still more in it than me. She keeps messaging me saying... She messaged me on Sunday when I were on holiday saying what's going to happen to the Fantasy League now that the games are being called off. And I was like, I don't have a clue, Mum. You know, it looks like... it's
she's
not
one
that
of
deep.
3 people on the scoreline 9-11.
Oh,
Oh
it
dear,
must be a
that's
sign.
close.
Must
And-
be. Seeing as
yeah.
though we're in a tall tower building right now,
Oh dear.
I think let's get on to the
Let's
next
get this
bet.
over quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Side note, he's 9 points behind you. Chris Wellham is a god. He's coming for the guys on those points.
Yeah. Chris Wellham is
Chris Wellham is a yellow card.
Chris Wellham is coming for 9/11. Is that what, that's a good
There's
one.
a new conspiracy theory to add to the list.
That's definitely got to be the title.
We definitely have to end this section on that note.
Yeah.
Right, the game week's ahead.
Yeah. So
Let's start with Super League, and first of all, Wigan Toronto.
At Wigan.
At Wigan.
Wigan win.
Yeah.
Not too convincing, but I think Wigan win.
Really?
Yeah. Is that on Sky?
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be interesting. I'm looking
Put
forward to
40
watching
past them.
it.
Yeah.
It'll be close. I think Sonny Bill will score.
Bevan French will score a hat-trick on the wing.
Alright. It won't
Never
be.
played winger, but here we go.
Right, go on. Next game. Let's quick fire. We're going quick through these.
Leeds
Quick
Hull
fire.
KR, Headingley. I don't comment.
I can
because
actually
think
see Hull
KR
KR
are gonna
winning.
win.
I was going to say Leeds, but I actually can picture...
We play
Is that on
terrible
Sky as well?
No, we play terrible after a week
I'd like to
off.
see that.
Hull KR are going to win. Well, go to a match and watch a game of rugby.
On Friday night?
Yeah. He's already bailing out. Can I just point out, this is the guy who's bailed out of the Challenge Cup 4th round. The historic tie against Underbank because he wants to go serve some toasted sandwiches to an old woman.
Because I have work commitments. Right, come on.
Salford
taking
Huddersfield, that's the game on Sky at the AJ
Salford-
Bell.
Salford Huddersfield on Sky.
Yeah, why would you pick that on Sky?
Huddersfield to put 50 past them.
Salford to scrape a
Aiden
win.
sees a masterclass.
Tuilola higher length of the field, try to win it. Not going to happen, but I think Salford will win because Chris Wellham's not banned. That I'm aware of. If he is banned now, as of
Your team's in bin.
if he's banned, they're going to lose. If he's not
Yeah.
banned, they're going to win. That's how
Right.
good he is. Catalan Castleford in France, Saturday.
Castleford.
I agree. Sunday, Hull FC Saints at the K-Con. Saints to lose 2 in a row for the first
Hull
time
FC, Hull FC will win that.
Second quiz question regarding Saints. When was the last time they lost 2 league games in a row? Let us know that
Probably
as well
last
as when
season.
they got nilled.
Even though they've got Satai banned.
Satai's banned for 3, yeah.
But I still think they've got the replacements there and
definitely.
they'll be decent.
Finally, Trinity Warrington at Trinity. Warrington, enjoy your 2 points.
I think that's a perfect point to end the Super League.
I agree.
Right,
now we're going to let him out of the cage for a bit more championship, so please don't turn off now, however tempting it may be.
All he's going to do
is probably discuss Bradford in a minute.
No, I'm not going to discuss Bradford. I'm going to discuss Bradford.
Told you.
No, Bradford are in. I'm picking 4 games every week, which I think are good games. Matt's told me off for picking all the top teams. I'm like, how come all 8 of the top 9 teams always seem to be playing each other? So they're the 4 games. But I've actually picked one that's out of that now because Matt had a go at me when I told him.
Good, rightfully so.
So Lee versus York. Lee are really good. York. Obviously, they've got something to prove after losing week 1. It's really confusing because obviously some teams have played twice, some teams have played once. York in round 1 lost to Toulouse, which is hard to go anywhere. I think Lee will win this. Lee are rolling right now, looking really good. Lee will beat York, in my opinion.
Right, I agree. Lee to win.
Game 2 that I've picked is Widnes London. I actually think in the battle of the 3G pitches, I think Widnes are going to win this. I don't know what you think about this one. These two.
Widnes to win. London don't look up to full speed.
London, they've managed to win to beat.
Ground it out against Whitehaven last week.
Now you
Yep, I'm pretty sure it was Whitehaven because I checked not that long ago because I played the same day as Widnes battle that you didn't even know happened. And they scraped against Bradford.
Yeah.
And that's 2 not very convincing teams from 2 so far. So
I think
Widnes
can snatch it. Yeah. Then we're going to one that Matt's think.
This is the one that we're going to the one I've made you put in because I shouted at your selections.
Well, there's 2 actually that I could pick. No, actually,
go for the one.
You know what? I'm not actually going for the one you said for a reason which I'll tell you. So the next game is Bradford Featherstone. I'll be at this game if any of you are there. I'll be there. If you're really interested, I doubt
Thanks
you
for
are.
that. No one cares.
I think Featherstone will beat us.
They only want me to be there to shout at Chris Wellham's shit at me.
Fev will beat us. I think it'll be close like the Bradford London game was, but I just think they'll probably just have that little bit extra quality. But I think we'll put in a good performance, and I'll walk out of there probably thinking we've played well. I'm happy with it.
You'll probably come out there thinking Dane Chisholm's taught me a new one, literally.
Well, the fact that he's banned means he won't.
Oh, good.
Which means probably have McClellan still playing, no doubt.
There you go.
Right, probably have Richie Myler as well on dual reg, no doubt.
I don't know. So this is Lehman's fit.
The 4th game I've picked, and this is also because I think you viewers, a lot of Super League fans. Sunday afternoon, it's on the one of the second late out. Actually, it's the first.
Do you want to try this sentence again?
Our league every Sunday night. I put in the ones on at 6:15. So after you've watched your team, you can jump on our league, watch a championship game you wouldn't usually watch. So Whitehaven Oldham, which I had as the bottom 2 promoted sides. Both they'll know they're going to be on sort of on telly on our league. A lot of people watching. I think it's going to be an absolute cracker to fair up in Cumbria between 2. The quality might not be that good, but I think it'll just be a close game. I'm gonna say Whitehaven at home, just edge it.
I've got no
It's honestly
idea.
one.
I'm gonna go Whitehaven just because I've been to Cumbria a couple of times.
It's one of them where I'm thinking
Why not?
I might try it. I actually would advise to you, Matt, if you can on Sunday night.
When is it? Sunday 6:15.
6:15.
Well, we're filming apparently on Sunday, so we'll see what's
going
to get out of there.
We'll do a Facebook Live reaction video. We'll get it up on.
I think we're filming this Sunday anyway. It's either this Sunday or next week.
We'll try. We're gonna try catch it, and we're gonna try get it out. So
yeah.
Well, we're gonna try get it out. I'm trying to promote our league, so sponsorship.
You're trying to get knowledge of the match out there in the wider rugby league community.
Yeah, so you might now know, we'll go watch Championship.
Sorry to our Papua New Guinean fans who don't have our league.
Get our league, get over it.
I feel like you probably can't get it over there. I think it's only in the UK.
Yeah, probably. Get a VPN, Papua New Guinea, get them.
There you go.
If
you
you've
could be
got
asked in Malta, but in Papua New Guinea, get a VPN, get on our league.
Get on it. Right, I think that's honestly it for this episode.
Yeah, we'll give a shout out to the fact I told you to put in Batley and Swinton.
Yeah, Batley Swinton. To be fair, they're all crackers.
Another close game, that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, and I'd just like to, before I say goodbye here, shout out to Zach Brown for calling us out on Twitter when Chris, well, specifically calling me out on Twitter when
Yeah.
Chris Wellham got sin binned.
Yeah.
Feel free
That's
to
it.
tweet us things
Yeah,
that go
like
on.
we've had a few of them.
And just
actually.
generally, just tell us, tweet us your crap opinions that you want us to roast, either yours or someone else's
Yeah.
that you don't agree with.
'Cause
Or
you
just
could've-
generally tweet us random rubbish. We respond to most things.
We'll respond to pretty much everything, and we'll get it on. You'll probably end up featuring on.
Probably.
podcast.
I'm quite proud to say we engage with our fans.
Yeah.
There's not many of you. We like to stay true. Right. On that note, before we embarrass ourselves further, I think this is probably the right place to end.
Yeah. Thanks for watching.
We'll discuss the talking points next week, the return of overreactions, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.